Hi everyone, it's Marcy here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I'd like to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today I'm going to be creating with the Magical Meadow Bundle. I'm actually using some of the sweet products. I'm using the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper, as well as the Faceted Gems Trio Pack, and the beautiful silver and white sheer ribbon. This is the card we're going to be creating. This card was created for my class that I had earlier in the month. I've already gone ahead and done some stuff ahead of time to save time. So let's get started here. So class participants each got a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cardstock, and they we stamped 2 each of the leaves. Now, because I used the Lost Lagoon in the ink blending on the background, I don't really need to use a spoon to push that ink back. So we're using 1 sheet, so we need to make sure that we're stamping so that we've got enough room for all 4 of the leaves. Now, because this is let me grab this. Because this is really this is a distinctive stamp. I'll just grab this scrap here to show you. So because this is really inky and it's a distinctive stamp, if you just ink that up when your stamp is very saturated with ink, you kind of obliterate that image because of the way that that stamp is created. So I'm just taking the back of a spoon, something very flat, so that you're not going to scratch and hurt your ink pad. Okay, let me just get a bit more of that ink off. All right, so then I am going to ink and stamp, and ink and stamp. So you can see the difference in the detail in some of these. You can see those fine lines in this image and this image here, whereas this, there's no detail, it's just a blob. So that's a quick tip for you. So let's close this one up, and I'm going to actually, instead, for the inside of this one, I have the Designer Series paper strip. But for this one, actually, let's use that again. And I'm going to take, I don't have a piece of grid paper handy, so I'm going to stamp onto here. Just 2 pretty little sprigs coming up from that bottom corner. Take my just a chamois that I cut down from the dollar store. Okay, move that aside, move that aside. Let's bring in our piece of cardstock that we're going to be doing the ink blending on. Now, I like to use a silicone craft sheet for blending my ink. So I'm going to pick it up and use my, instead of using a scrap piece of paper, my ink is going to stay wet on here, and therefore I'm going to be able to pick it back up and get some more of that ink. It's not going to waste. It's being loaded right back into my brush. You can go as heavy as you want with this type of thing. It's all in the way you want your card front to look. And as you can see, as I'm picking it up, that ink is dissipating on there because it's being loaded into my brush, and I am not wasting. All right, I think, move that slightly, come down to this corner a bit more. And it's heavy in the center, and I'm okay with that because my sprigs are going to go across that. So let's get that out of the way, get that out of the way, bring in all our bits. Now I have already gone ahead and die cut with the coordinating dies my sprigs to save time. So, all right. So all of my cardstock and my DSP or designer series paper has been cut. You'll be able to find all of the measurements on my coordinating blog post. The link will be in the description box below. All right, so let's get our insert in. We've only got a couple more days. Well, this video is going live on Monday, October 30th. We only have one more day after that for the joining special. If you love Stampin' Up! Products and you love to get a discount on them, I would love for you to join my team of Sassy Stampers. There is a fabulous joining special on right now. All of the details will be in my blog post. 35 for 35. You either pay 35% less of the starter kit and still get the regular amount of products, or you 35% more, you pay the regular amount, which is $135, and you get 35% more in your starter kit. That goes away on October 31st. All right, so my piece of designer series paper, why waste an entire piece to put on your card stock here when it's going to be covered up? So I've got just 1 inch by 4 inch strips here, and I'm going to line them up so that it is a equal border, or close enough to equal border on the top and the bottom, because my next piece of cardstock is going to go right over top. So you're just covering a titch of that, which is okay, that you're just covering a titch, and then this is going to go right over top like so. So let's get this over top, and we're going to line that up. And I like to use liquid glue because it gives me a moment more to kind of finagle that piece into position. And then we're going to glue this on. This is one of my absolute favorite suites in the mini catalog. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so we're going to put this on the card front, like so. Have you started making your Christmas cards? We haven't even had Halloween, and my news feed and that is full of Christmas stuff. And I'm like, please, we haven't had Halloween yet. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to lay my pieces out. So one at the top, one at the bottom. And then one at the top and one at the bottom. And I'm trying to get it so that it's not all the same way. So it has more visual interest. And then I've already heat embossed, so this is going to go right over there. So now I'm going to take some glue dots and I'm going to lift. Come on, get off of there. Whoops. And place. So those two are adhered together. Grab another glue dot. You can do this any way you want. This is how I did mine. Oops, let me move that. And I'm weaving this underneath so that they are kind of, there we go. We've got some on top, some below. Then I'm going to just take and lift and tuck. And then the last one here is going to go, it's underneath a bit, and then it's coming out over like so, just like that. So we're going to lift and tuck. And there we've got our branches, leaves, in the position that I want. And I can pull them up a bit. And then this is going to go right over here. So what I'm going to do next is take my Stampin' Seal. Actually, first I'm going to glue this down. So I know this is the position I want, but I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to add some glue, and I'm not gluing it all down because I want movement from my leaves. I don't want them to be flat down, and because I've used glue dots, I've got them in a solid-ish position. And every time you do this, it's going to be a little different in your orientation. Whoops, I've got that glue dot there that's exposed a smidge. Okay. Let's take our, if your seal is not working, run it on your silicone craft sheet and that will get that moving again. All right, so let's bring in our beautiful ribbon. And so I know I want it to come down this way, so I'm going to start it like so. There, I've picked that up, and then I'm going to just weave it back and forth so that we've got that pretty sparkly detail. Now this is a little long, a little big for that loop, so I just lift it and readjust like so. Flip that, and that looks better. Take my ribbon scissors and snip. And that way I've got minimal waste, and I'm just going to tidy that line up there just a smidge. So there we have that. So what I'm going to do, that's going to go like so. So I'm going to take, because I know it's going to come and cover here. So I know right here I can put a dimensional, and right On the other side here, I can put a dimensional because that is going to cover that. And then I know that I can put, I've got all these little bits and pieces here. So I'm going to put one here. So I know that I've got the 2 for the center and 1 for either side. Peel that off. And place that on. Straight-ish. Lift that up so that I can make sure my words are not wonky. There we go. And then the last thing is to add some of the beautiful sparkly gems. So it does not matter what color we use. They are all lovely. Let's do some clear ones. This one, I think, was it the grayish ones I used? But we're going to go 1 down here. And I like to use my liquid glue. 1 right here. And then 1 up here in that triangle formation. So 1. I like to use the liquid glue as it just gives me a little bit more adhesion for that gem. And there we have it. May this season bring joy, a season of sparkle bring joy and delight. And there's our inside. And here is the original one with the DSP inside. And remember, all of the measurements can be found in the link on my blog post, which is linked below. Please subscribe to my channel as well as give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.